So wait, were you wearing a condom?
No. Oh, I wasn't. Sorry, guys. That was really, really bad. Don't do drugs.
Is the message.
Nairobi City will never be ready for me.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Cass, and this is Timothy.
That's right. How y'all doing?
So cool. And we're back with, I think this is like part 2 of, well, a much lighter topic.
Yes. Still sexually related though.
Of course, because it's the spread. And thanks for agreeing to do this. This is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. This is amazing.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about firsts. 3 questions for you.
Okay.
1, the first time you had sex. 2, the first time you had sex and it was amazing the first time. And 3, the first time you had sex with someone and it was horrible the first time. So start with the first time you had sex.
So the first time I had sex, I was 18. I was in boarding school, and I was dating this girl who had sex before me, and we basically were at a lodge somewhere, and yeah,
You were how old?
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18, and she was just waiting for me on the bed, and I was terrified, and I pulled out the condom that I had in my wallet for ages, and I put it on. I was actually wearing I had lucky boxes. So
did you put on your lucky boxes to get laid?
No, I just had them on. I just had these lucky boxes.
Did they become lucky boxes after you had sex?
No, before. And I just like, I like these boxes. I'm gonna call these my lucky boxes. And you know what? They ended up being lucky boxes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I fumbled. I put the condom on the wrong way.
Where did you guys have sex? In a room? In
a room. It was actually a really nice room. Like, the place I had sex was like a lodge. It was nice.
So
yeah, there's lamps on the side tables that were lit. It was actually really romantic.
You're so lucky.
Yeah. And yeah.
How old was she?
She was 2 years younger than me, so she was 16. And she told me that she had sex the year before she was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Okay. The first time you had sex with somebody and it was amazing. The first time.
The first time I had sex with someone and it was amazing was just after I stopped being saved. That first chick.
So just a short recap.
Yeah.
He
was one with the Lord at some point.
He was one with the Lord at some point and went celibate for 2 years. I'm currently celibate.
Yes, and I want to ask how that's going.
It's going.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
So you had broken you were done with your celibacy after 2 years?
Yes. I was done with celibacy after 2 years, and I met this girl at the club. She was Kenyan. I was in South Africa at the time, and she told me she was very excited about the fact that I had not had sex for 2 years. She's like, "Ooh,
that turned her on.
Boy, I've got plans for you." And yeah, she took me back to her place, and let's just say it was quite memorable. And
yeah.
We ended up seeing each other for 4 months.
4 months? And then what?
And then she had to come back because she had finished her study. She was a year ahead of me, and I was still in SA, and it's just this is not really working. And I realized that she told me that the only way you can have sex with me is if we date, which is something I really hate that chicks do.
Is it a thing that
chicks do that all the time? You want this cookie? You gotta date me.
But also that's how I feel about my celibacy right now. I feel like the only person that I'm going to sleep with is somebody who I end up being in a relationship with. I currently do not want
a fling kind of situation. Yeah, okay.
So I mean, it's
valid.
Fine.
It's valid, and there might be someone like, "Hey, I want to be part of this with you," and they're like, "Okay, let's do that."
Yeah.
But most guys just wanna fuck.
And there's girls out there who just want to fuck too, so you'll find them.
Tinder. So yes, so that.
Oh my god, that's another topic.
So that was. I remember that being like, whoa, I really miss this. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it had been so long.
Okay, the first time you had sex with somebody and it was horrible.
The
The
first
first time.
the first time I had sex with someone and it was horrible was this girl again. Now after this 4 months with this chick, so now I'm going wild in the land, sowing my seed, and this chick I met her in the club. She was Ugandan, I remember, and we went back to her place, and it was game time. Like we're naked already. Like it was real quick. We're a bit buzzed, and I remember I was trying to get in there, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it turned out that she was a virgin. Yeah, and she didn't tell me, and so she was like, "Hey." I was like, look, I don't know what's happening here. I'm just feeling stuck. And she's like, okay, well, I've got some lube in the cupboard. I was like, oh, okay. And I went to the cupboard, and it was this gigantic tin of Vaseline, like the huge one. I was like, you mean this? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
So wait, were you wearing a condom?
No. Oh, I wasn't. Sorry, guys. That was really, really bad. Don't do drugs.
Is the message.
But I remember just sort of only getting the tip in, but it was excruciating for me, which sounds weird, right? But when I woke up the next day and I did my walk of shame, which is not really a walk of shame. I love that.
It's a walk of no shame.
Yeah. When I got back to my place, I was bruised.
Oh no.
I had bruises on my dick because I was trying really hard, but she was being such a sport because she wasn't really
in pain.
Yeah, she was just kind of maybe she thought this is how it's supposed to be. Maybe she was in terrible pain, but she held it down like a champ.
Yeah. Do you think she told people that you guys had sex? Because I don't think you had sex.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I might just fall in the attempted bracket.
There's an attempted bracket. Yeah, but also maybe she didn't realize that she was clenching her vagina. Like she was just contracting, which is probably what.
Yeah. Maybe she was nervous. Yeah.
Penetrating.
It was painful. God damn. Like.
Yeah. Also, guys get bruises.
Yes. Guys get bruises.
Even from masturbation, like.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So those are your first.
Those are my first.
Okay.
What about you? What's
my first?
What's your first time you had sex?
First time I had sex, I was young. I don't like to say how old I am. Mm-hmm. Because like I always imagine that at some time that my dad is watching.
Yeah.
Like
hey, Mom.
So like at least you were 18. I was young, girl. That. So I was young and I had gone to the club with my boyfriend at the time and all of our friends. And my friend used to have this. I think we used to call it mobile. So it was like a blue Volvo, and we all kind of. I think all my peers broke their virginity in that car.
And Volvos just happen to be the safest cars in the world, so...
Oh, there you go. Yeah. But still wear a condom.
Yes.
We were sitting everybody else had gone into the club. Actually, I feel like we weren't the only ones in the car. I feel like one of my girlfriends was also with her boyfriend in the co-driver's seat. And we were at the barn. Do you remember the barn?
Oh, I remember the barn. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, don't do the math.
Yeah,
Stop
that's
doing
what I was
the
like.
math.
I was laughing. I was like, the barn.
Stop doing the math. So, yeah, we were at the back seat of the car. We had been wanting to have sex for a long time. And by long, I mean like weeks. Because, everything is like so short spanned when you're younger. And yeah, and then we had sex. And it was painful and I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's like the narrative of probably most of your friends, right?
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone who enjoyed their first time. It can be enjoyable though.
First time.
Yeah, it can be enjoyable. If it's done really well, really slowly, there's a lot of foreplay involved, like really turn her on, then there's ways in which first time can be enjoyable. If you enjoyed your first time, please just let us know in the comments below or send us an email.
Yeah, I have not yet met you. If you have, as a woman, enjoyed your first time, I have not yet seen you. Yeah. So that was the first time you had sex in a blue Volvo. What was the first time you had sex and it was like just
The first
mind blowing, super awesome sex.
Yo, there's two.
I also had to, but go.
You did.
Yeah, it's like it's a tough one, but yes. What was that?
Okay, one of them happened maybe when I was like 25, I want to say, and it was a one night stand, but then we kept sleeping together, so it ceased to be a one night stand.
It was a one night stand, my one and only one night. It was a one night stand.
I had met this guy. I actually don't remember how we ended up meeting. He was Ugandan.
Right. Hey, you guys holding it down for the EAC.
Yeah. He was Ugandan man though. So he was Ugandan, and then we went out on a date. I think somebody had hooked us up on a blind date. We went out for dinner. We had conversation. Conversation was boring.
Shame.
I wanted to die. But something inside of me said, no, take this guy home.
Stick it out.
Yeah, stick it out. So he was going to drop me home, and then he said, hey, do you want to come over for a nightcap? And I was like, sure. So I went to his house, and then I think he kissed, like he leaned in to kiss me, and the kiss was a good kiss.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, this is how to shut you up, you boring motherfucker. So we made out, and then we just ended up having sex. It was the first time that I had a vaginal orgasm.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The sex was amazing. Every time he came into Nairobi, he would give me a call, and then he'd be like, hey, do you want to go for dinner? And I'd be like, no, I'm busy until 10 p.m. Maybe I can just come to your house.
Maybe I can just pop by.
Say
hi.
For a nightcap.
Just a nightcap.
The sex was always amazing.
Yeah.
It was just so good. That was the first time that I had sex for the first time, and it was amazing the first time. My ex.
Dun dun dun. That was.
I'm sure I cried.
Got a bead of sweat and see.
It is. I'm sure I cried.
Yeah. Wow.
First of all, if my ex watches this video, I'm sure his head is gonna be so fucking big. But I have to say, it's the best sex I've ever had in my whole entire life ever.
Wow.
And I've actually said that many times on the podcast as well. Also, listen to the podcast.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. And the first time we had sex was amazing. So we'd been talking for a few months, and then he came. He doesn't live in Kenya, so he came to visit me. And there's something about foreigners.
Yeah, it seems like that's the trend.
Yeah. Yeah. So he came to visit, and it was just like, Timothy, this man.
Last night you made me come. Last night you made me come all the way to you.
My friend, it was glory days.
Salute to you, sir.
Yes.
Wow.
It was glory.
Okay, that's...
And then just the sex was just like, what the fuck was that? So that was another first time that I had amazing sex for the first time.
Wow. I would say that sounds pretty enjoyable.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What is the first time you had sex and it was just totally atrocious? Like, why am I alive?
First time I had sex and it was horrible. Oh, this guy, he was South African.
So it's not about foreigners. The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. This guy was South African. Why was he at my house? So the company that had brought him to Kenya was working with my cousin, and my cousin decided to bring the workforce to come and work at my house. So I met this guy. He was very, very cute. My dog Max is a he trends in my videos.
Yes, he does. Also, I realized you call him Maxi.
Yeah, I call him Maxi Pad.
Maybe that's one. But but yes, super cute South African guy.
Oh yeah, and then we started talking. It was really dope. And then we just started like making out. I mean, not during work time or whatever, but like we make out. And then one night he ended up staying late at my house and we were making out, and we were gonna have sex, but then he didn't have condoms. So that night we didn't have sex, but we were just like, oh my gosh, tomorrow, because he was like, I'm gonna go to the store tomorrow, I'm gonna get condoms. We were excited. The foreplay was really nice. The second night he came over and he had a condom, and this man was hung.
Okay.
He was very hung. Yeah, beautiful man. The anticipation, first of all, I mean, you'd think the sex was gonna be amazing. The foreplay was amazing.
Mm-hmm. He had a condom.
He had a condom. Everything was right.
All boxes ticked.
Yeah.
So what was the tragedy?
I run and I run and I run. Every time you call me, I'ma come. I run and I run and I run. Every time you call me, I'ma come.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like my best friend at the time was in the house. She was in the second bedroom.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, stop.
Yeah.
And I got off and I went to the other bedroom.
Oh
and I was
man.
just like, I can't do it. And he
yeah.
just kind of like left.
He just kind of walked into the mist.
Yeah. I never saw him again. I actually have no idea where he is.
But there is something to be said about when there's like super high expectation of sex. Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna plan this out and it's gonna happen on this day. In my experience, things I've always tended to go a bit sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best sex is like super spontaneous, and at least for me, and yeah, I think that was also my second best time I had sex.
Yeah.
Was this person I had known for a while. We knew each other in high school, and yeah, we met up after many years, and you know we've both grown up, and we're like, hey, how are you doing? Good, yeah, good. So you're back from up country? Like, yeah, you wanna hang out? Okay. And then because you've known this person for so long and you're pals when you were younger, and then have you ever been in that space where it's like you grew up with a friend who was a guy, but then when you grow older, like there's a blossoming that happens. You're like, but actually, you can get it. Has that ever happened to you?
No.
No? Oh man, it's beautiful.
I think I'm that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
So nobody liked me in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
I wasn't popular.
Aww.
So I feel like when
Like
school
Kaz. Literally, like down.
thumbs up. But then I feel like having left school and starting work and becoming a musician is when I started to get a lot of attention. And that's when I feel like I'm that person, because I had crushes on everybody all the time. I was always crushing. I'm always crushing at any time in my life.
Yeah.
I'm always crushing on someone.
Yeah. But now the difference is because you're like famous, you get to choose, like, you know, like
not you.
that jacket and
Yeah.
see the next one.
Yeah.
It's a dope place to be.
It is. Okay. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Was your
It's been
beer
so
over?
amazing. It is. Yeah. Was it only two?
Yeah, I only got 2.
Oh, okay. I was trying to have some kind of a day.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Bye, guys.
Bye.